Hey, it's Pastor Don from Evergreen Church. I hope that you are having a great week so far. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a clue in about where we're going this weekend. We're starting a new series on the Book of Ephesians, and the series is going to be called To the Praise of God's Glory. Now, I just wanted you to prepare as we're getting ready to head into this new series, and the best way that you can prepare is to read at least the first chapter of Ephesians, if not the entire book. And now the book is only about 6 chapters, so it really isn't very long to read. Maybe 30 minutes is what it would take you, but it would be helpful for you to understand the entire book as one context. Now, we're going to be taking about a chapter a week, and since we're starting, you got it, right? First chapter, that's where we'll be this week. But I wanted you to know a little bit about the background of this book, even before you begin reading Ephesians. The first thing to know is that Ephesus, the church that this is directed to, is on the coast in Turkey, and Paul has probably spent the most time there of anywhere else in his journeys. 2 or 3 years, we believe, that he was in Ephesus. And in Ephesus is a huge temple to the goddess Artemis or Diana, depending on whether you're looking at Greek or Roman mythology. Now, that is a fertility cult. I'll leave the details of that to your imagination. But it was a huge temple, said to seat as many as 24,000 people. So starting this church in the middle of Ephesus is a big deal. Now, we also know that Paul was very successful. The church was very successful. It was so successful that people were actually losing jobs associated with Artemis. And you can read about that like in Acts chapter 19. But I just want you to imagine this city, this ancient city where the church is being established. Because I think it helps us understand that this letter isn't just to individuals. It's to a larger group of people. In fact, if you read in the first chapter of Ephesians, what you'll see is in verse 1, and it says, to God's holy people in Ephesus. Well, what's hard to see there is that those words in Ephesus actually aren't in some of the original manuscripts of this text. And that's important because we think that maybe what Paul was doing when he wrote this was he was really sending out sort of an encyclical, right? It was a letter that went to many different churches, and because Ephesus was a pretty well-organized and large body of people, eventually, by the time this was written, well, they just sort of inserted their name in there, and that's got stuck there ever since. But it's important for you to read this and understand that these are not just words to an individual. These are words to an entire corporate body known as the church. We're going to have a great time this summer running through the book of Ephesians. I am so glad you're going to be on this journey with us. If you have questions or comments, please reach out to me or to Austin, anybody here on the church staff. We're always here trying to help you figure out how to be a blessing in your community, how to make your neighborhood look a little bit more like the kingdom of heaven. See you on Sunday.